You know, it's been a while since our last standard rotation, about a year and a half, but the time is almost here. April 14th, 2023, it's going down. All the cards from Sword and Shield through Vivid Voltage, the D-Block, see ya, no longer legal for standard play. And we're going to be left with pretty much all the cards from Battle Styles onward. I'm really excited about this upcoming rotation and the different strategies that are going to unfold because of it. But we are losing some pretty powerful cards. So I decided to make a top 10 list of the most influential cards that we're losing in our upcoming standard rotation. Let's get into it. Before I get this party started, I'm going to warm up with some honorable mentions. Zacian V, Ordinary Rod, Oranguru. Congratulations, none of you made the list. Now, if you don't like my list, well, tough. It's my list, not your list. But I did make the list in collaboration with all of my stream chats on Twitch. So if you want to take part in future lists, make sure to head over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TrickyJim, where I stream, cool stuff like this all the time. Kicking off the top 10 list, we've got Snorlax from Vivid Voltage, or as I like to call him, Gorman. Gorman is special because of the Gourmandize ability. You see what I did there? Gourmandize allows you to end your turn if Snorlax is in the active spot and fill your hand to 7 cards. So it's a really great consistency ability and helps to set up a lot of different strategies. But where Snorlax really shined was in control decks. And my argument for Snorlax is that it pretty much single-handedly enabled control decks to exist during the Sword and Shield era. Without Snorlax, the control decks really weren't drawing any cards. So this has been a really influential card, and I think that control decks are going to have to find a new way to replenish their hands in a post-Gourmandize world. At the 9 spot, we've got Galerian Zigzagoon from Sword and Shield with the Headbutt Tantrum ability. Headbutt Tantrum allows you to place a damage counter on one of your opponent's Pokemon when you play Zigzagoon from your hand to the bench. And this is a really strong ability because it helps to fix math and spread damage. Galerian Zigzagoon was really strong with Dragapult VMAX, Jolteon VMAX, Arceus Dialga and Palkia GX, Eternatus VMAX, and now it even sees play in Lost Box decks. So Galerian Zigzagoon will certainly be missed, but fortunately, we are kind of getting a spiritual successor in the form of the new Hawlucha from Scarlet and Violet. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing how that card plays in our upcoming post-rotation format. It might not be the flashiest card on the list, but when you needed a basic energy, Training Court provided. It was there for you, and that means something. We're going to miss you, Training Court. Item cards that search out Pokemon are usually good in the Pokemon trading card game, and Evolution Incense was no different. It was reliable. When you needed an Evolution Pokemon out of your deck, Evolution Incense got it for you for free. Now we got to play silly cards like Capturing Aroma. They're all loosey-goosey. Flip a coin, you have no idea what you're going to get. It's messed up. It's messed up. Number 6, Crobat V. This card is just real stinking good. Dark Asset allows you to fill your hand to 6 cards when you play Crobat V from your hand to the bench. These kinds of effects have always been good in the Pokemon TCG. There was Uxie, and then Shaman EX, and then Dedenne GX, and finally Crobat V. But going forward, it doesn't appear as if we're going to have any basic Pokemon quite like Crobat that fills your hand when you bench it. We're going to have to rely on more setup-oriented abilities like Bibarel's Industrious Incisors. And I think that's overall a win for the game, as evolving Pokemon is a great thing in the Pokemon TCG. It's just going to be different. And I think that Crobat V's departure from Standard will certainly be felt. I love it when a Pokemon card does two things at the same time. So much flexibility, so many options. That's why Capture Energy is such an awesome card. It's a special energy and a search card all in one. It allows you to search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it straight onto your bench when you play it from your hand to one of your Pokemon in play. Capture Energy is seen play in a ton of great decks like Arceus V-Star, Lugia V-Star, Lost Box, and the list goes on and on. I don't know if there's an ability more quintessentially Sword and Shield than Drizzile and Inteleon's Shady Dealings abilities. These guys were in everything. Dragapult VMAX decks, Jolteon decks, Urshifu VMAX decks, Arceus V-Star decks, Palkia V-Star decks, and there are just so many more. Literally, any Pokemon could be played alongside Drizzile and Inteleon. You want a consistent deck? Shady Dealings is here for you. Search your deck for whatever trainer card you want and put it into your hand. It's absolutely busted. It was groundbreaking. It was everywhere. And I'm pretty excited that it's rotating out of Standard, actually, because I'm sick of playing against them. We have been absolutely spoiled during the Sword and Shield era with some of the best item-based search cards in the history of the Pokemon TCG. Quickball, Level Ball, Evolution Incense, and Ultra Ball are all Standard legal right now. It's insane. But Quickball is finally rotating out of Standard format, and it's gonna be missed. Now, of course, we are getting Nest Ball printed in Scarlet and Violet, but Nest Ball and Quickball are not the same. Nest Ball gets a basic Pokemon from the deck and puts it straight onto your bench, where Quickball puts that Pokemon into your hand, allowing you to use useful come-into-play abilities like Lumineon V's Luminous Sign. Quickball also requires that you discard a card from your hand in order to use it, which pairs really well with abilities like Genesect V's Fusion Strike system that draws you cards. I think that many players have never built a deck without Quickball, and it's going to take some getting used to in a post-Quickball Standard format. Marnie is a game-deciding, format-defining supporter card. At any point in the last few years, you could have your hand sent to the bottom of your deck and get fed the next 4 cards. That reality changes the way that decks are built. It changes which decks are playable. For a while, Marnie was the only hand disruption supporter in Standard format, and it was played in everything. Games were won at the hands of Marnie. Games were lost at the hands of Marnie. Marnie was everything, everywhere, all the time. Are you going to miss Marnie, or are you glad that this card is rotating out of Standard format? Let me know in the comments below. And finally, the most influential card rotating out of Standard format is without a doubt Scoop Upnet. Scoop Upnet is so incredibly broken that it's hard to really do this card justice. It's a switch card. It's a healing card. It allows you to reuse abilities of Pokemon when they come into play. It's just incredible. It's a card that does so many things all at once. And I talked earlier about how good those kinds of cards are in the Pokemon TCG. Think about all of the busted applications of Scoop Upnet over the years. It allowed you to reuse Jirachi's Stellar Wish ability over and over again. It allowed you to reuse Headbutt Tantrum, Drizzile and Inteleon's Shady Dealings abilities, Comfey's Flower Selecting, and Radiant Greninja's Concealed Cards. The list goes on and on. It really is a crazy good card. Scoop Upnet will easily go down as the best item card in all of the Sword and Shield era. And that wraps it up for my top 10 best cards rotating out of standard formats. Thank you so much for watching the video. Let me know what you think of my list in the comments below. I know I left some good cards off the list, but guess what? They didn't deserve to be on it. Y'all take it easy and have a good one. See ya!